Donkey Kong is one of the most popular video game characters, and sadly, Nintendo have just sort of been giving him less and less respect. And my boy, this guy, he deserves so much more respect. He's only had one Nintendo Switch game, and that Nintendo Switch game itself was a port from the Wii U. He has not had his own game in ages, and Donkey Kong, he is such a great character, and he's just classic to just the Nintendo company as a whole. You think Nintendo, you think is Donkey Kong. And there have been a lot of leaks recently going around about a possible open world Donkey Kong game. And there's also been leaks going around that we could, after the Super Mario Bros. Movie, be getting a Donkey Kong film. And I think that would be really awesome. And there's other things going around that we could just be getting another 3D Donkey Kong game. We could be getting another 2D game. There's so much going on. So today I thought, let's talk about the future of Donkey Kong. Now, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was the last Donkey Kong game we actually got, and that was on the Wii U a long time ago, and it's been ported to the Switch, and I think it's a really good game. Like, I'm a huge fan of 2D Donkey Kong games. They're nowhere near like the same as 2D Mario games. They both have their ups and downs, but honestly, I love them. They're challenging, they're fun, they're very stressful. They provide a lot of fun. And I really do enjoy Country Returns and Tropical Freeze, and I really enjoy Donkey Kong 64 as well, and just so many other Donkey Kong games. They've had so much to offer. And my favourite Donkey Kong game still remains to be Donkey Kong Country Returns, whether that is on the Wii or the 3DS. I just love that game to pieces. I think it's such a good game. And I really hope for something after Tropical Freeze, because I want another 2D Donkey Kong game. I'm ready for another 2D Donkey Kong game. It's been long enough. I don't know what's stopping them, really. So there's been leaks going around of a possible open world Donkey Kong game, and that is something very different and very interesting for Donkey Kong, because that is so much different to a open zone or wild open world sort of game like Super Mario Odyssey, for example. But a fully open world Donkey Kong game is something a lot different, but that is an incredibly big risk to take, because it's just such a change to the Donkey Kong franchise. And I'm skeptical. If this is actually going to happen, I am very skeptical of what could be happening with this, because I don't really know if this is a good idea. I don't know how this is going to go down. I think there's a lot of potential. They could include Diddy Kong and, Dixie Kong and Cranky Kong and even Funky Kong. They could include the whole Kong family, and it could have you exploring Kong Island and some of the other islands as well. And I think there's a lot that they could do with this game, but it's how it would work, because it's risky gameplay wise and everything. Donkey Kong's a bit different to Sonic. He's not a sort of, for example, Sonic Frontiers was an open world game. He's not like a character Donkey Kong isn't a character who can run really fast around different places. Donkey Kong is a character who is swinging from vines, walking around different places, talking to different people, and just getting up to different sort of adventures. And I just don't know how that would translate into an open world game. Although I would get it, and I think this would be I think it would work. I think there's something that could work, but I do think that this game would be an easy flop. If it didn't work, it'd either be amazing or really bad. And so many other Donkey Kong games recently have been so good, and I just hate for that streak to stop. And I really, really want more Donkey Kong. And if this is the way that they're going to go down, they can do that if that's what they want. And then let's talk about the films. Now, this is going to be something I'm going to be quite quick on, because we're more talking about the games today. But the Super Mario Bros. Movie releases in 2 weeks. Actually, 2 weeks today, in the day filming it. I'm incredibly excited for it. Heck, I've even booked my tickets for a giant IMAX screen, because I'm not missing out on this. Anyways, more to the point, Seth Rogen is voicing Donkey Kong, and it looks like Donkey Kong is getting his own big part in this film. He is on Kong Island. He fights Mario in a Coliseum. He even gets the Fire Flower in one scene of the trailer. He is running around in this 2D themed world, fighting all these Koopas, Goombas, Hammer Bros, and just different characters like that. And there have been speculations going around of a possible solo Donkey Kong film. I think that'd work. I think they've got that right there. I'm still not a fan of Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. I think Seth Rogen's a very good actor, but as Donkey Kong, I'm questioning it still. It's not won me over or anything like that yet, but I still think we haven't heard crazy lot. But a Donkey Kong film itself, I actually think would work. Like if you could get Diddy Kong in, you could get Dixie Kong in, you could get King K. Rool as your villain or something. You could get Donkey Kong Island is going to be destroyed or it's under threat, although not keeping it too sort of similar to the Super Mario Bros. Movie where the Mushroom Kingdom is being invaded. I still think it would work. A Donkey Kong film, honestly. I think they could. This is part of setting up the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, which hopefully will lead to a Super Smash Bros. Film, Legend of Zelda film, Kirby film, Metroid film, Luigi's Mansion spin-off, Mario Brothers sequel, all these different films, and I just think that one would slot in really, really well just after the Mario film. And this may be in production already, we just don't know it. I think Illumination are definitely talking about this. There's definitely plans of this film, and I would be incredibly surprised if in the next 5 years or so that this was not out. Like, there was nothing to do with the Donkey Kong film, because I definitely think it would work. So back to the games and everything. Donkey Kong has been very, very quiet recently. There's not been anything going around. The only time we've seen Donkey Kong is in like Mario Strikers Battle League, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and of course the Tropical Freeze port. So where is Donkey Kong going to go from this? And my sort of speculations on what I think that they're doing something new, and I think that they're not gonna just do your 2D Mario game. As much as I would like them to do a 2D Donkey Kong game, personally, I think they're gonna go open world, and I'm all for that. I think that's gonna be very, very cool. It's gonna be awesome. There's a lot they can do, but it's if they do it right and how it's gonna work. So I don't know. I think it'd be very good, and I've seen a lot of people on the internet do they've made like Donkey Kong sort of mods and everything. They've made an open world Donkey Kong game, and what they've done from that is really good. So I think that there's a lot they could do. So as for when this future Donkey Kong game, if it was coming, would release, I would say late next year. I would say, because I think the Nintendo Switch is definitely coming to the end of its life now. Like, they're getting ready to say goodbye to the Switch. Like, after Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom come out, they're done. Like, I think the Switch is over now. Like, there's no Mario game coming out. I doubt we're going to get a proper Mario game this year now. Like, I think the most we'll get is like a sports game, if that even. I think what they're doing is they're trying to save some big releases for the Switch 2. And I don't know when, like, I think that the Switch is like coming to the end of its lifespan now. So I think what they'll do is they'll want this to be sort of a release that is either on with the Switch 2 or it's near. So we saw Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Breath of the Wild come out when the Switch came out. And then we had other games like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which came out a little while after. That's what I see happening. I see that this game comes out either on the release of the Switch, or it comes out after, like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle or Super Mario Odyssey, that you could also say as well. I think that's what will happen, and I think that they'll go a bit bigger with this game. Hopefully it will sell well, and if it sells well, we could get potential sequels and things like that. But I definitely think that this will not release. If it was going to release, it would release. Like, if it was going to release on the Nintendo Switch that we've got now, I think it'd come out, like, Christmas. We'd get an announcement for it next Nintendo Direct. It would release at Christmas. But I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I think the most likely event is that it's going to come out it's going to come out next year. That's what I think, and that's just what I think the future of Donkey Kong is, honestly. And I would like to sort of see if they would go into sort of spin-offs, maybe. Like, if they could try and get another Diddy Kong racing game out or something, that'd be cool. And if they could add Donkey Kong 64 to Switch Online, like, things like that. Like, they need to start doing more with Donkey Kong if they want to get more fans and get them returning fans back, because there aren't many people playing Donkey Kong as there are like Legend of Zelda, Pikmin, Mario, things like that. They're more focused on that games because there's not been anything new out. Like the newest thing we had out was the DLC for Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the Donkey Kong Adventure. Like that is it. And I think that this would an open world game would be a boost in quality. Like they could do so much with this game. So yeah, guys, that is gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment and subscribe. Share this with your friends and family. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Like, what are your thoughts on the future of Donkey Kong? Do you think they're gonna go open world, another 2D? Do you think there's gonna be a film? I'd like to see a film, possibly be announced like mid this year if it was gonna happen, or they'd see how Mario did at the box office and then suggest it. I don't know, things like that. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next video. And comment all your thoughts down below, Donkey Kong fans. See you later, guys.